All right, y'all. All right, we in the building. Roll the intro.
Another one, it's another one, and another.
What's poppin', y'all? We are back with another video. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Don't be over here in the key holders business and you ain't subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel right now. Stop. Do it right now. And like the video. It's somewhere down there. All it takes is bloop, just one click. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and last thing, because I'm always begging, turn those post notifications on so you get notified the next time we drop a video. I mean, because why you don't want to be in the loop? Why you don't want to be in the mix? You acting weird. Don't do that. Don't do that weird one. Anyway, y'all. So you know what I was thinking about before we get into the topic really quickly. Y'all know we in a different space because I told y'all I moved, and behind me is my bed. And so what I was thinking about, I said, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, don't hold me to it, that now that you guys can like see my bed in the background, it would get me in the habit of making my bed up every day. I don't know, y'all. I'm just a guy. I don't make my bed up every day. I'm sorry. I just don't. And some people do, but I don't. And that's my prerogative because I be thinking like, if I'm about to just lay back in it in a few hours, but that's not the way to think. So don't follow my way of thinking. But I do be like, okay, I need to work harder, not smarter. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I will make the bed up, but am I a person that just makes the bed up every day? No. So, but now that I know y'all can see the bed in the background, and I don't want to put no stupid filter or anything because we ain't in no trap house. Y'all can see the background. I'm okay with that. I'm like, you know what? It's letting me, maybe get in the habit of making my bed up. But anyway, yeah, y'all. Oh, another thing really quickly, and this is for the key holders. Sorry, I don't mean to be long-winded. So I didn't tell you guys this in the last video, but guys, we are going to be reacting, or I guess not reacting, more so doing a summary of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know it comes back this Sunday, so I'll definitely be on that. I'm excited to see them back. It's been over a year. We got our girl Portia. Portia is back in the building. So I'll definitely be, talking about that on the channel too. So be on the lookout for those kind of videos too. We'll probably do more of that, but we're for sure going to do it for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So definitely stay tuned for that. But anyway, so let's get to the topic of hand. So is the industry bullying Drake? I feel like that's the topic. That is the topic at hand. And I think that this is a good spot to have this conversation because next month we'd be coming up on a year since the rap beef started between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Because that Future record was released end of March, actually. I'm almost for sure. That album was released end of March, and that is what all kicked it off. The We Don't Trust You. Okay, that was released. Give me a second. Y'all know I love a good day. That was released March 22nd. So we're coming up on a year actually this month when it all kicked off. March 22nd is when it all, so we're about 2 weeks shy of when this big rap beef first started. And so now that we're about a year in, I guess we can reflect on a few things. But one of the things I did want to talk about is do you guys think the industry is bullying Drake? So, and the reason why I say bullying, not saying that Drake is a victim at all, but in a way, maybe. But I saw this thing the other day when I think it was at the Oscars or the Golden Globes, something. But this white guy, I can't remember his name, and I think y'all might know what I'm talking about. He was like, well, it's about time now for Kendrick Lamar to come out and start calling Drake a... I don't want to say that word on here because I don't want to get my video blocked. But I was like, whoa, they allowed him to say that on like national television? I just thought that was a big much. And it was almost like, okay, y'all are dragging it now. How much is enough? What's enough? Like, y'all are dragging this right now. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like a defamation to character. And I get it. It's all jokes and it's all fun and everything. But, obviously there isn't any solid evidence to back up the claims about him being up. So why are we still going with that? Y'all know me. I'm real. If there's no receipt and there's no solid evidence, keep it on the playground, because that's defaming somebody's character. But then again, they did allow Kendrick Lamar to sing that song, calling him that, sing Not Like Us, calling him that in front of the world at the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I feel like that where I'm at with it. So now that I can reflect a year now. So if we talk about who won the rap battle, obviously we know Kendrick Lamar won. He took home like 4 or 5 Grammys at the Grammys a few weeks ago. And they were all for Not Like Us. Okay. So yeah, I do think the industry is bullying Drake just a little bit. They're kind of dragging it, but we all know who else had this same. They did this to Nicki too when all of her beefs. You know what I mean? It's like a hate train. So I mean, Drake is a tough guy. He's a tough cookie. I think he can survive it, but it's like, damn, it's only so much a person can take. Now, to the Kendrick Lamar piece of it all, who benefited the most from this beef? Kendrick Lamar did. Kendrick Lamar walked out of this beef with 4 or 5 Grammys. I'm looking at the picture. 1, 2, 3. There's 5 Grammys in his hand. There's 5 Grammys in his hand. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he won 5 Grammys for the Not Like Us thing, y'all. 5. That's a lot of Grammys for one song. Like, ooh. So, I mean, yeah, Kendrick Lamar, he had the most to benefit out of this. But also, too, you guys, I was looking at the, when we talk about like stats, though, who's been putting stats on the board, Kendrick Lamar, he has the Grammys or whatever. But when we talk about like stats, Kendrick Lamar, when I was doing the research, because y'all know I was getting into the numbers, and my screen is freezing right now. But when I was getting into the numbers and getting into the research of it all, I was looking at, he didn't make that list. When we were talking about who had the most Billboard entries, it was Drake, Taylor Swift, Future, Nicki, even Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Kanye West. Kendrick Lamar was not on that list. He just wasn't on that list. Who had the most Billboard entries? And then also, too, you guys know that before this, Kendrick Lamar only had 2 #1 records. So those were Bad Blood, which was a feature with Taylor Swift. Look at the thumbs up. Which was a feature with Taylor Swift. And then he had Humble in 2017. Then when this whole rap beef started, he got Like That, which he's featured on with Future. He got Not Like Us, Squabble Up, and Luther with SZA. So out of this whole beef, he walked away with 5 Grammys and 4 #1 records. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I do think that to kind of segue back to the Drake piece of it all, because this video isn't about Kendrick Lamar. I wanted to really talk about Drake. Do I think Drake will be okay? Do I think Drake's career will take a hit? Well, here's the thing. So y'all know the times that we're living in. Everything is so bandwagony. People really don't have, you're never going to be able to win against the internet. And so I do think that the internet is the one that is, or the people on the internet, they're portraying the narrative that Drake's career is withering down. But when we still look at the numbers, he just released the album with Party Next Door, and I believe he did a little over 250,000 or whatever first week. And I could be wrong about that number. I'm a little off, but it was about 250 or probably 260 or something like that. So that's still great numbers. You know what I mean? Now, I do think that might be his lowest first week, but the album still went #1. And it was an R&B album too. And it wasn't just Drake solo. It was literally an R&B album. No promo, nothing heavy going on. So, sorry, y'all. Woo. Been up since early this morning. But, I'm thinking, what does a release look like for Drake? When will he be releasing like an actual rap album? And does Drake need any features on that album? I don't think he should do any features on that album. I really don't. I think that Drake needs to come that next album just solo. And if it is a feature, have it be like a woman. I don't think he should have any men. Don't call 21 Savage. Don't call them. Lead them guys where they're at, because I feel like, too, in the height of it, Drake helped so many people. He helped so many artists, including Future. Oh, yes, and I love Future. But to see, the industry kind of gang up on him after he kind of was just always, from our point of view, now we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but as far as what we can see, he was very generous. Drake was the generous king. He was giving out features like a hug. You know what I mean? He was putting people in positions to when you get a Drake feature, it's like a stimulus package. It catapults your career. It puts you at that level. You know what I mean? He was and still is one of the biggest artists in the world. He has the most Billboard entries in history. 338 or something. It's more than that now since the album came out. What I was looking at was as of January the 1st of this year. So, so he has close to 400 Billboard entries. So Drake is the biggest artist in the world. He was #1 artist on Spotify. Like, he is that dude. He's that guy. You can't deny that. And so, I don't know. I feel like Drake, when you come, you got to come solo. But what I will tell you, and this is what I'll say. When you are a big star like Drake, or when you're at the height of your career, everybody has a turn. You know what I mean? Everybody has a turn. Drake could just be experiencing his turn. He's experiencing his turn, where I always say what goes up must come down. And not saying that Drake is going to plummet, but maybe that top billing or top dog status, and he'll still be top billing, let's be clear. But maybe that just top dog status, maybe we're in a different time where they're looking to, maybe they're tired of the same people winning. I think this all is rigged by the industry, if you ask me. And so Drake is, too, in the lawsuit with UMG, which is his label, Universal Music Group. Or his distributor, I should say, because he owns his own label. And then it was with iHeartMedia too, and it looks like that a couple of days ago they settled that lawsuit, and he was suing them basically for saying that they were pushing the Not Like Us record and basically inflating the numbers and making it where it was more popular, and it was a song that was detrimental to his image, and accusing him of being you know what I mean? So I don't know. And also too, Drake has got a lot of pushback about filing a lawsuit too. And so I do feel like it's hip hop. People say stuff that's untrue all the time and diss records or whatever. It's hip hop. We shit talking. That's how you do it or whatever. So I don't agree with the lawsuit. I feel like that was a move. I do feel like that. I feel like, keep it on the playground. Like, we don't have to, what we bringing in lawyers and what we going to court for? I don't agree with that at all. However, I do say, it's hard for me to say because those things weren't said about me. I wasn't called a pedo. You know what I mean? These lies weren't put on me. So maybe he felt like that was the Canadian thing to do. I don't know. Maybe that was the, you know what I mean? That was his white side kicking in. I don't know. That was his, his white Karen side kicking in. I don't know. But we all know law, you don't call the law. That's the law. You know what I mean? Like, this is rap. This is hip hop. So I do feel like that also too just added fuel to the fire as to why the GP was a little bit more harder on Drake. But I don't know, y'all. But I will say this. I don't feel like Drake is falling off. Drake is not going to fall off. Do I think that Drake he's at a point in his career where people are still paying attention to Drake and they're always going to listen. Like, one thing about it, whenever Drake drops, people are going to listen to Drake. Whenever Drake drops, people are going to listen. That is a given. However, maybe the pandemonium of it all has calmed down around Drake. I don't know. Y'all know I got my water, and ain't nothing changed, y'all. I still drink my water every show. I got this water today when I had left the gym. Y'all know I get my water from Chick-fil-A. Listen, we're so back. When y'all saw that Chick-fil-A cup, oh, y'all know where I used to get it from? Remember, I used to get it from Starbucks. We're so back. Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, same thing. But anyway, yeah, y'all. So, yeah, that's my take on the whole Drake thing. I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about that really quickly because I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, and by the way, that album with P&D, Party Next Door, is really good. It's really, really good. And I play it. I was playing it before I got on here to stream this. So, yeah, Drake has not fallen off. The talent is still there. He's very musically inclined. You know what I mean? And so I do think the talent is still there. The art is still there. The gift is still there. I think that what Drake has to focus on or continue to focus on is continue to nurture the gift. If I'm Drake, leave the beef alone. I would let them have it because really all it did was catapult Kendrick Lamar's career even more. And I'm not saying that Kendrick Lamar was not a superstar prior to this. However, you know, we know the stats say it itself. The people weren't really like as a whole checking for Kendrick Lamar like that. Now I feel like as a whole, like all eyes on Kendrick Lamar. Me personally, I was not a Kendrick Lamar fan, but then when I started to pay attention to him a lot more. You know, so but Kendrick Lamar was still a superstar. Don't get it twisted. You know, he still had some accolades, and he got many Grammys, more Grammys than Drake, and Billboard entries, not more, but he still has some. But, you know, he doesn't even have enough bodies of work to stand next to Drake. Drake has like 14, 15 albums. Kendrick Lamar has maybe 5 or 6. So, I don't know. I do feel like Drake has put more impact on the culture. Drake has impacted culture more than Kendrick Lamar. It's a fact. And if you want to argue about it in comments, knock yourself out. But Drake has impacted. No, I've never heard anybody say, put that Kendrick Lamar on. If I would be shooketh. I've never heard anybody say, put that Kendrick on. I've heard people say, put that Drake on. That new Drake. Drake had the people. He had the youth. He had the adults. He had the culture. He had us in the chokehold for a very, very, very long time. And so, like I said, what goes up must come down. And I think that the pandemonium around Drake could just be withering away. But he's still that guy. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. I don't want to get too long-winded, but let me know what y'all think in the comments about this video. I really want to know your opinion. You know, this is just my opinion. So don't fight me because I know how you girls like to tussle in the comments. This is just my opinion, what I think, and keep in mind that I am entitled to change my mind, okay? So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do not forget to like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. Don't be over here sucking up all the good air. And you ain't subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.